Hey guys, how you doing? Okay guys, so today we're gonna start talking about Unit 2, and this is about simple past, past progressive, and used to, okay? Remember, simple past is used to tell the events of a story in the order they happened. Remember, in simple past, or well, in simple present, we have do and does, and we have is, am, and are as the verb to be form, okay? But in this case, in simple past, we're gonna work with did, and we're gonna work with was and were. In simple past, we have regular verbs and irregular verbs, okay? Here we have the structure we have to follow when we have a, or when we want to get a question. And there you have auxiliary, subject, verb, and complement, okay? This is really important. Why? Because you're gonna know you're working with a regular verb because that verb is gonna have an ed at the end of it, okay? So, for example, did you need a lead? This is gonna be our question. Did you need a lead? Something that is really important in here, in the verb, in the main verb, we have to work with infinitive verb, because when you have did, okay, when you have the auxiliary did, you cannot use the simple past way of the verb. You have to use the infinitive form, okay. Cada vez que tengamos el did, no podemos trabajar con el verbo en el pasado, tenemos que trabajar con el verbo en el infinitivo, okay. Why? Because you already know you are working in the simple past way when you have did, okay. ¿Por qué? Porque ya sabemos que trabajamos en el pasado una vez que está la presencia del did. So, as I told you, here we have the structure, auxiliary, subject, verb, and complement. Now, here we have the answers. Yes, I needed a lead. No, I had a pencil. As you can see in here, we have I needed, okay? Because as I told you, regular verbs, they have ed at the end, okay? So, needed, need is infinitive, and needed is gonna be or simple past way or the irregular verbs, okay? Recuerden que los verbos regulares terminan en ed. En este caso tenemos needed. Need significa infinitivo, en infinitivo necesito. Y needed significaría yo necesité, ¿ok? O yo necesitaba. Yes, I needed a lead. No, I had a pencil. In this case, I have an affirmative answer, but in this case, I'm using no. Maybe you're gonna be like, so is that possible? Yes, of course it's possible. Remember, you can answer whatever you want. I mean, you can give me many answers, but obviously it has to have a relationship with the question, okay? So, no, I had a pencil. Obviously, in this case, I can say, no, I didn't need a lead. But in this case, if you use didn't, you're gonna use need as the infinitive, okay? Si utilizan el didn't, que es la contracción de did not, tienen que utilizar el need, okay, en infinitivo. No pueden colocar didn't y colocar needed, okay, en pasado, porque no pueden haber dos pasados en una misma oración. Okay, now let's talk about the irregular verbs, okay? They are irregular verbs because they maybe change or maybe they don't, okay? So, did Achilles steal a peach? This is going to be the same structure we're following in here. So, did Achilles steal a peach? Steal is an irregular verb because when you're going to use it in the simple past way, you have to say stole. Okay, yes, he stole it. No, he didn't do it. As I told you, in this case, I have didn't, simple past, and I have do as a simple present, okay, as the infinitive, okay. No, he didn't do it. Infinitivo con pasado simple. Aquí no puedo colocar un verbo en pasado porque ya tengo el didn't, okay. Now let's talk about something that is really important, guys. Pronunciation of the ed, okay? There are some rules you have to follow when you're gonna pronounce this verb in the simple past way, okay? When you have a verb like this one, stop, call, decide, need, they are regular verbs, okay? So, when you have a verb that finishes in the word, in the letter, P, K, C, H, S, H, S, or F, the pronunciation of the ed is gonna be like a T. Okay, when you have B, G, Z, V, M, and L, the pronunciation of the ed is going to be like a V. And when you have T and D, the pronunciation of the ed is going to be like a IV, okay? So here we have a stop, okay? This verb is regular. So you don't have to say, or actually you can't say stop it, no. As I told you, in this case, we have P. P, the pronunciation is going to be like T. So stopped. Stopped, okay, like a T at the end. Stopped, stopped, okay. Now here we have call. In this case, I have the little L, and as I told you, L, the pronunciation is gonna be like a V. So call, and if you wanna say it in the simple past way, you have to say called, called, okay, like a D at the end, like this one is a D, okay. And the last example is going to be decide. As you can see, decide finishes with the letter D. And here we have D. So the pronunciation of the ED is going to be like an ID. So we have to say decided. ¿Ok? Entonces, no pueden decir stop it, no pueden decir call it. No. You have to say stopped like a T and called like a D. ¿Ok? La pronunciación de esta ED va a ser una T. Y la pronunciación de esta ED va a ser una D. ¿Ok? Siguiendo las reglas de acuerdo al en qué letra termina cada una de las palabras. Okay, guys, so now let's talk about the verb to be in the simple past way. As I told you, we have was and were. Was works with I, she, he, and it. And were works with the rest of the pronouns. You, they, we. Okay? When we want to get a question, obviously we have to follow a structure. And that structure is was or were plus subject and the adjective or a noun. Because remember, when we're working with the verb to be, we cannot use verbs. Okay, we're gonna work with adjective and nouns. So remember, was Lola a wise woman? Was Lola a wise woman? Okay, we're gonna use was or auxiliary is gonna be at the beginning of the question. Remember, you have to switch positions, and so that's why we say yes, she was. Or no, she wasn't that smart. Okay, in this case I'm using that, but this is not gonna be que. Okay, este that que está aquí no va a ser un que de conector, no. El that también puede ser utilizado para intensificar un adjetivo. Es decir, esta oración diría, no, ella no era tan inteligente, tan lista. ¿Ok? Remember, verb to be means ser o estar in simple present. So, in simple past means estaba, fue, era. ¿Ok? So, here we have another example, and in this case, we're using a noun. Okay, so, were we at home? This is a question. I'm using were or was. In this case, were, because I have we, auxiliary, subject, and a noun. Okay, were we at home? Yes, we were. Short answer. No, we were not. Okay, that is gonna be all. Now let's talk about past progressive, guys. Remember, when you have progressive, it's because you have ing. So, the structure you have to follow is a subject, was or were, okay, depending on the subject you are using, and the ing form. So, was Carlos flirting with Silvani? Was or were, subject, verb in ing, and the complement. In this case, obviously, I have was and were at the beginning of the sentence because it's a question, okay? But in here, you have to switch positions. So, was Carlos flirting with Silvani? Yes, he was being so annoying. No, he wasn't flirting with Silvani. As you can see, subject, was or were, depending on this, and the ing and the ing form. Okay, that is gonna be past progressive. Okay, longer actions that happened, okay, in the past, because we're using past progressive. So, sí, él estaba siendo muy fastidioso. No, él no estaba coqueteando con Silvani. Ok, si se dan cuenta, coqueteando, progresivo, una acción duradera. So now let's talk about while and when. Guys, this is really important. Why? Because when you have past progressive and you want to add another idea, we can use while and when as linkers, okay? Ellos son conectores para anexar otra idea. So, while works with past progressive and when works with simple past and past progressive. Okay, this is really important because you have to follow these structures, okay, these rules. So I was laughing when you got home. As you can see in here, I have got simple past, okay, got simple past. That's why I'm using when, because as you can see, when works with simple past but also works with past progressive. Here I have another example. Carla was jogging when I was walking. Was or were an ing form. So, this is past progressive. So, as you can see, when and past progressive. When and simple past. And the last example I have, we were studying while they were sleeping. Where, the simple past way of the verb to be, and the ing. So, this is going to be past progressive. So, that's why in here I'm using while. Ok, esto es importante cuando ustedes quieren anexar una idea a una oración en pasado progresivo. Cuando van a anexar las ideas deben estar siempre atentos a qué tiempo están utilizando después de los conectores. El tiempo puede estar en pasado simple o en pasado progresivo siempre y cuando el conector sea when. Pero si el conector es while, solamente el tiempo de la siguiente acción o del siguiente contexto debe estar en pasado progresivo. Ok, so that's it. Now let's talk about used to, guys. Used to is also used to indicate a past activity, okay? Something that happened in the past, obviously. So, I used to lie, but now I don't. Used to, en este caso, significa solía, ok, algo en el pasado. Yo solía mentir, pero ahora no lo hago. Okay, this is really important when you wanna get a question. Why? Because as I told you in here, when you have the auxiliary did, you have to remove the simple past way. Okay, cuando tienen el auxiliar did, tenemos que eliminar la forma del pasado del verbo y lo dejamos en infinitivo. Por ende, did you used to smoke? ¿Solías tú fumar? ¿Solías tú fumar? Ok, algo en el pasado, eliminamos la did. Ok, ¿por qué? Porque tenemos el auxiliar. No, I didn't use to smoke. Okay, the same happens in this example. No, I didn't use without the because I have didn't. No, I didn't use to smoke. And here we have the affirmative answer. Yes, I used to smoke. Okay, used to smoke. In this case, I have to use the because